everybody. Sorry for the slight delay today. Dobby was sat on my desk and I was like, I've got a live tile to do. And he's like, in a minute. And he's busy glittering. And yeah, I've just had to sort of shift him off over to the other desk. So he's glittering some pictures over there, making a mess, as you can imagine, so I can get my tile done. So I hope everybody's okay, all good to go. And today we're on, goodness me, tile 592. So I thought, what we'll do today, I've gone with a slightly darker tile. Inked it through, it's a regular white look. Inked it through, and I've seriously spritzed it. I've put quite a few colours on, and then thrown some salt over and just left it to dry. So you can see how when you put loads of water on, how it runs. But I wanted that today, so I'm quite happy with that. So, decisions now. I think I'm going to go that way with it. And let's make a start, shall we, with pencil. Just put a new lead in my pencil. So, yeah, we're all good to go. And breathe. Okay. So I'm getting funny looks from Dobby at the other side of the room now. But I don't mind. It's my desk. So let's make a start, shall we? Oh, where am I going to go from? I'm going to start in this top corner here. I'm going to put myself a bit of an oval shape in. So you could, if you wanted to, use your curved ruler. Oh, do I actually? Do I have mine here with me? Oh, look, I do have mine with me. So I'm going to go with this one here, not the largest one, sort of next one down, because we can sort of build on that. There you go, saves me a job, look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I want to put myself a little bit of a lip there, sort of like an extra bit coming off it. Okay, let's go in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, follow me, there you go. Looks like a little cap, doesn't it? And then here, I'm going to come in and put myself a little sort of shape like that. So I've gone round and done that. So far, so good. So let's have a look. I want to put a little kind of a loop here as well. One there. Come back and play with that in a short while. So far, so good. Okay, that was really quick, wasn't it? We didn't mess about with that. So then I'm going to put a loop in. I say loop, it's going to sort of come from about here and it's going to come up, sort of touching there. Imagine it coming back round, look, and then back in like that. So I've got that kind of shape and curve that a little bit so it's sort of all joining together. So I've got an oval shape and a loop. So I don't need that bit in the middle anymore. I've got kind of a loop kind of thing going on, okay? So far, so good. So let's have a look at this bottom edge then. And I'm going to come around. I'll put myself a curve in. And then here I'm going to come around and put myself a curve in. See, it's gone slightly different ways. So let's have a little look at this. I'm going to put a sort of a curved line from there, look. See, I've started with a point there and I'm going to come around, all in pencil. It's going to come a bit thinner there so it's joining in. And then a little bit further down, I'm going to do another one. A little bit further down. Oh, it's going to slightly go off there, but that's okay. Into there. So it's sort of filled that space up there, and I've got sort of 3 of those. Might actually round that edge off a bit. And because it's in pencil, I can. Or maybe go a little bit further round, like so. So this one, I'm going to come back on myself. Oh, that didn't. Okay, into there. And another one. And another one. So I'm going to put another one sort of slightly coming in here as well. So I've got sort of 4 there. Yeah. So let's come in the top here and put myself a little bubble. And just going to fill in the middle. Now notice I'm doing a couple of times. It helps keep that roundness. So I'll loop here. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter there. So then coming off around here, sort of on the loop bits, about here, put like a little shape on. And same here, like it's going to be sort of kind of more of a triangular loop. Then on the top bit here, I'm going to get sort of 1, 2, 3 there. So far so good. I think we can all tell what it is. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? And so here I'm going to come in with a little bit of a loop in the middle. There we go. Look at this. And that one on that side. And then these ones, just put a little bit of a curve on, like so. Okay. So I know. I think I am going to go back to that point there. We'll bring it round more. See, there you go. Yeah, like that. Happy with that. So let's have a look. What else have we got to do with this guy here? Got the eye in. Put a little bit of a line above that there. And then normally with scales, what you would do is you do like curves. And we can do that. That's absolutely fine. But I want to change it up a little bit. So I'm going to start about here. I'm going to do like a part hexagon. So slightly different. So instead of having the scales round or curved at the bottom, we're going to come in and we're going to do that. I'm not going to do too many. I just want you to see how it works, because you might as well sort of put all those in with pen. You just want a sort of a bit of a line so you can see sort of, see where it's going. Yeah, we see that sort of works that way. And then we can do that in pen in a short while. So next little bit then, let's have a look. Do I want to do this in pen or shall I? I'm just going to sort of slightly move that up a bit. Rose, it's not anything. It's as far away from the new theme ready for this coming Friday as you can imagine. But I think considering it, you know, things have been a little bit wet over here in recent times, maybe that's where it's being channeled from. Who knows? Okay, I'm going to bring pen in and do a little bit. Lovely though, isn't it? We'll do that. I say we'll draw that in pen in a minute. But for now, I want to put some bubbles in. So let's start here. Now, don't overdo it because I want to put a few other things in as well. So again, you can use your regular straight ruler if you want to for these, but I like to put those in. Look at that. Sometimes it's better to just go for it. You know, go around it a few times. Let's have one in there, so that's sort of sitting slightly behind there. I'm going to put another one there. So they're not too small, these. I've got some decent sized ones there. Put a little one there. And I'm going to put another one this side. And then one there. See how these drips make it look like it's in the water? It's great. Oh, Rose, at the moment, Dobby's got the glitter out. So you can imagine what the place looks like. Okay, so I'm going to keep this still in pencil, but I'm working with pen. I want to do, so I'm going to put myself a bit of a wavy line. Okay. He did enjoy his custard the other night, much to the fact that John thought he was getting more yet to share. All right, now I'm going to bring this up to a sort of a slight curve at the top, a bit of a wobbly line like that. Let's do another. So this is why I've left my fish in pencil, because I want to decide whereabouts these little shapes are going to be. Are they going to be in front or are they going to be behind? So here, look, I'm going to have a bit there, and that one's going to sit behind. So each time I get to choose. So I'm not going to sort of do it all across, and I think that gives you the the effect that we're looking for there. Oh, I want to bring it, I'm going to put one here, look. And notice as well that they're all slightly different heights. Okay. I'm going to put some little dots in them. Just so they've got a little bit of detail. I'm not going to overdo it and completely do. Oh, could you imagine? I don't think he'd have the patience, Maureen. Dobby's sitting there for hours fishing. What he'd be, he'd leave the fishing rod there and he'd just go to the fish and chip shop. That's what he'd do. You know, or he'd go and find the local market and say he'd caught loads of fish, but he hadn't. Okay, I'm going to go sort of up here for this one. See, I've sort of missed that. That's going to go behind there, look. Like so. All right, so that's possibly enough. I'm going to put my fish in now. So, of course, I'm not going to draw the outer sort of piece there. I'm going to come in and just draw those loop shapes. Like that. And same there. And then our little sort of shape there. So you've got that little bit coming on, and I'm going to bring that in, make it a little bit smaller. The eye. Now let's go in a little bit for the eye. I know sometimes you can stress a bit for this. Let's put a little sort of circle or bubble shape in there, and then fill it round. Look how easy that was. You just left a little gap, and then around. There we go. And sort of put a couple in, maybe some there. Look. So let's have a look at putting these on, and let's do the shape first. I think I'll put the scales in when I've drawn the shape. Now I've got a little bump there. It wasn't completely planned, but I'm going to leave it in. You know, sometimes you've got to sort of look at what you've got and think, do I want to keep that in or do I want to change it? So your choice, your decision there. You can choose. Now here, you see where it's sort of touching the tip there. I don't want that to do. So I've either got to go way past it or leave it where it is. So I'm going to go past it, look. So it's going underneath the fin there, so it looks like it's sort of flowing. So I'm going to make that a little bit wider. So it looks like it's not quite finished yet. I'll bring that in. And remember, all these lines we did, they're all in pencil. So if you want to change some of them, you can do so. You don't have to keep it. So let's have a look at this one. See, I'm going to make this a little bit narrower, so this one, look, can, there we go, can sort of sit on the tile there. And I'm going to see that bit there. And then here, it's going to sort of come look a little bit narrower than what I've got there. Still going to curve it there, though. Let's go in a bit more, look. Put some little dots, you know, it just sort of finishes those lines off. Just makes it look like we've not meant to just stop it in midair. Let's put these ones in. In and along. So, into that one. And that one. Joining that in. Okay, let's have a little look then. So we've got these scales once I've done this bit. So I'm going to slightly curve that one a bit more. See, I've just missed that bit. And then to this one. And so I'm going to sort of blow it in. Who'd have thought you could draw a fish without any really assistance? You could have done that oval without the shapes on the stencil or on the ruler. You don't have to have it. But there it is. So you see, I'm sort of following the shape. Imagine this line. So it's, you know, I'm going to move it as I go. And I've not joined them all together. I've sort of just put angled shapes in. So we all know it's got scales. We know that they're going to be there. So we don't have to sort of fully have them in completely there. Let's have a little look at that. Okay, not bad. I'm liking that. Let's put some little lines in here, look. Let's come in. Always from that bottom edge. Sort of stroke them in. And then here, let's do the same again. So tomorrow is the last day for getting your Locket Lane challenge in. I've got some in. I've not opened them yet because I'm going to open them all at the same time. So I don't feel then that anybody's had any more sort of time of me mulling over it. I think it's fair then that I've opened them all so at the same time. So yeah, that's happening tomorrow. Oh, look at this. This must be somebody that doesn't tangle, isn't it? So a few little dots, you see, just sort of under the belly bit. As we go. There we are. All right. Oh, this is going to be great, isn't it? Let's put some little lines in here. Just sort of giving it a little bit more depth there. Oh, Vicky, it's already on there. The curved ruler's already on the website. So, yeah, you need to sort of, if you want one, you need to sort of pick up the pace because we've only got so many and we don't have any more material in, so oops, that's it. Okay, there's a couple of little dots there. Kath, you can't see them today. You've got days. Dobby's working on the glittering as we speak. So he's been playing with that. Put a couple of little bubbles now. So Thursday, I'm going to do the tile Thursday because of course I'm on air on Friday and Vicky is very kindly going to do the challenge, the diary challenge on Saturday. So I'll show you this. Look at that little bubbles. All right, so I thought about, you know, what does a fish or what does it symbolise? It could just be a fish, it's fine. But it's it also kind of symbolises things like good luck and wealth. So I'm going to put them on here, look. So there's one. I'm going to follow the shape of what I've got there. There you are. So it's not a verse or anything. It's just, don't have to have it on. Wow, hang on, I nearly put a T in there before the L. Let's have a little look. Oh, Maureen, I think so. I think this one this time does have a lot of the story in there, so it's going to give you a few more hints and clues as to what's going on. So it could kind of almost be a prequel, maybe. Don't want to give too much away. As to, you know, maybe how a certain keyhole was left open. Anyway, all right, just going to get rid of those bits of pencil. A little bit there, look. All right, I think it needs a little bit more sort of up here, doesn't it? There we are. Another one. I don't want to say overdo it. The main thing is the fish, isn't it? So we're going to leave it there, I think. But oh, all these people on holiday. It's wonderful. All right, let's have a look. What we're going to do. I'm going to go with pencil, I think, because then I might put a little bit of colour on these because I've got such lovely colours in the background. I don't really feel that I need loads of colour on. And that's a great thing. Oh, Vicky, just message Sarah and ask her to send you the link. We've had to put things in drop-down boxes. One, to make it easier for you to find, which is not working. But two, because, you know, you get these AI bots things trying to cause you trouble. And they can't do a drop-down box. So we've moved everything. So it'll be under tools and equipment. So I'm putting a little bit of pencil look underneath these lines. Oh, Janet, I hope you've had a nice time. I've seen a few messages, people saying, you know, make sure you've got something warm to wear when you get here, because the temperature really has dropped. But, you know, we can cope with a bit of rain and wind. It's those people in Jamaica that I think need our love and support at the minute with what's going on over there. I hope that I have not seen any news today, so fingers crossed for them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, don't forget that one. Bits in there. I've only done one side, look, I've not gone right to the end with these. So I'm just going to come in, I'm going to leave those bits and then come down here. Okay. So then a little bit up these, just on that bottom section. There's a little bit there. See, I'm going to put that in a bit more because I made those a bit thinner, didn't I? So you'll see that bottom one there. Up and along. Okay, right, let's get the tortillon. Just find out my folder there. Just going to soften off all those bits and pieces. There we go. Cool, it looks like we've got rain coming, so John's been sorting we've got an extra guttering under the guttering, haven't we, John?
Oh, yes.
Just watch Dobby with that glitter. It's all over the place. I'm going to have to get the vacuum cleaner out and hoover him up. Not only glitter. He's having too much fun, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's back on form after his little... he didn't have his massage last night. He just had a bath and went to bed. I think he'd eaten enough. Nicked your custard, didn't he, John?
He did.
There we are. Right, so sort of going to come in and follow the shape a little bit around these. Into those little sort of sections there. Okay. So being that I've got a darker coloured tile, I'm going to bring my white chalk pencil in. And I'm going to add some white to some of these little pieces. I'm going to do a little bit on that there as well. Actually, I'm going to come in with that one. Just sort of fill that in with a bit of pencil. Right, okay. Little bits on the ends here. Well, I might not see that so much because it's a bit lighter there. So I know sometimes you think, oh, tiles and inking, it might be something that's a little bit of a concern, but you know, look at the results it gets. You know, give it a go. Even if it's just with one tile, just ink it, spritz it, you know, loads of water on it, and let it do its thing. You've got these wonderful backgrounds then to do something with. There we are. See, I'm just putting some brightness in some areas. Oh, Joe, you should still send the poem in. I might, you know, you never know. All right, okay, bit of colour then. So being that this is yellow here, I'm going to kind of stick with those mid and light oranges because let's bring in, this is my mid orange, just in one area. John didn't randomly come up, he has brought me a cup of tea. I am going to do it here as well. I'm going to keep them the same, just those larger ones. Okay, bit of light orange in there, just a little bit. See, round we go into those. Right, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow just around there. Yeah, I'm not colouring in particularly, just adding little blobs of yellow. A bit there, look. And a bit of yellow, which one? Oh, light summer yellow. No particular reason, apart from the fact that this is sharper than the other one. Little bits on there as well. A bit in there, look. And white pencil. And that's what, I've had these ones at home this weekend, actually. So I've been colouring a few bits in. And Finley thinks it's great because I've got one of those powered sharpeners. So every time that's gone off, he's thought it was a toy. That's been interesting. Right, I think that just needs a little bit more darkness. So let's have a look. Do I have... Oh, I could use... I'm going to use mid-peach. I think a red's too much. I could use orange, but this is just going to give it a little hint of warmth. Thank you, Joe. Please put Lockett Lane in the contents, or the subject rather, so I know it's there. I think bits of peach in with the shadows as well there. Look. There we go. Okay. Just minutes here. I've got my black. I'm gonna come in. See here where it's quite dark anyway. I'm gonna put a bit in there. Look. Darken it up even more. So I'm not going to do the whole line, just a top bit there. A little bit in the mouth, and this is where it's sort of darker. Let's really make it dark so we've meant it. Okay, so a little bit different today, so it's kind of nice sometimes, isn't it, to mix and match things and do other bits. Bit of pencil. I'm going to bring, let's have a little bit of shadow. Just on that area. A little bit round there. Just blend it in a little bit. So there's plenty going on in the background anyway. Just a little bit of shadow just sort of fixes it in place. Okay, so a little bit there, being that I've got some on my Tortillon, touch them up a bit. Okay, there's our little fish. A little bit of a signature, not to forget, always sign your work. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, nice and short and sweet. But, you know, I'm sure you've got lots to be going on with. I'm sure you've got Lockett Lane to deal with. Please get it in for me by lunchtime tomorrow. And we'll make a going out, hopefully. I don't know whether I might announce it actually on the show on Friday. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? So, yeah, have a bit of fun with this, and let's see what you come up with. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and warm, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.